Yeah. But back to victory now and George Galloway. Shall we watch him being sworn in yesterday at Parliament? Go on, Georgie. He's having his hand held by Peter Bottomley and a guy from the SNP, because no one else would do it, including Jeremy Corbyn, Galloway's old mate, who said he would hold his hand, but Jeremy found something better to do.
Touch for Corbyn, that's saying something.
Look at that bald little guy there. No fedora, very bald. He'll have that on again soon.
Honestly,
there he goes.
I can't believe here we are. The sort of things he's campaigning on. We want an Israel-free Rochdale. No Israelis can come. No Israeli goods. Brushing under the carpet the atrocities of October the 7th. Great. We're finally looking at what it might be if this was 1937 Germany. Fantastic.
Well, good for you. And listen to this. This is George Galloway after that little ceremony in the House of Commons. He went outside, held a kind of impromptu press conference and spewed his usual bile against Israel. Let's have a listen.
If the by-election had been in February of 1940 or 41, would anyone seriously have condemned me for putting the crimes of the Holocaust at the centre of my election campaign?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. And he went on to liken Israel to Nazi Germany. And I would complain about you going on about the Holocaust back in the war times, because you're supposed to be campaigning to be the MP for Rochdale. Why are you talking about things that are going on in foreign countries?
Why is it that would-be dictators always need some sort of USP, some item of clothing, like Charles Taylor's hat or Mobutu's little leopard print nog piece? There he is, isn't it? We know what you're doing, that fedora. All dodgy people who get into politics have some sort of hat, don't they? Some sort of headgear.
Yeah, why do you think he's wearing a hat?
Because
George, you're bald, you're bald, you're bald. What are you going to do about it? I know. Wear a crap, crumpled fedora. That'll cover it up.
No, throughout history, whether it's a jazzy scarf, a funny little moustache, or a sort of snazzy hat, that's what they do, the weirdos in politics.
Whatever you think of George Galloway, he's got no hair. Remember that. He also refused to condemn Hamas for the October the 7th atrocities, and as I say, he compared Israel and what's going on in Gaza right now to the Holocaust and called the Israelis, or compared them to Nazis. So make of that what you will. That is our latest MP. Whoop, whoop. Isn't that special?
Well, add sugar to the recipe. We've just learned that a Palestinian woman who hijacked 2 planes and claimed that Hamas militants who carried out the 7th of October attacks were freedom fighters. She's going to be giving a talk in the UK on Friday. Yay! Don't you just love the way society is moving on? At least she's not actually going to be here in person. She's probably banned from the country, but she will be appearing via video link at the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. They're the ones who put that projection on the sides of Parliament. Those lovely people, you know, the freedom fighters, a lot of them.
Layla Khaled is, she's 79 years old, lifelong kind of Palestinian supporter. She is a member of the Popular Front of the Liberation of Palestine, for the liberation of Palestine. And as you quite rightly said, in 1969, she hijacked a plane on its way from Rome to Tel Aviv. There's a picture of her holding an AK-47 rifle. She's a terrorist. She would not be allowed into this country. But this is an interesting thing, Alex. What are we going to do when someone like this woman, this terrorist woman, makes speeches via the magic of Zoom?
Well, do you know, actually, what is interesting about this is reading about the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. It's a designated terrorist organisation in Canada, in America, in Japan, across the EU, but not here. Like so many dodgy societies and groups representing fairly grim ideologies, we seem to have a problem with prescribing them. We just say, come on, why don't you set up a headquarters here in London? That's ridiculous. But apparently, here she is. She's busy with her speaking engagements, and the fundraiser she's appearing at, which is going to be in the West Midlands branch of the PSC. Love the fact they've got branches in Birmingham. That's very nice. Tickets for a 3-course meal cost £25.
Yeah, I wonder what's on the menu.
This country's just gone to...
And by the way, this is a terrorist. AK-47 held up a plane full of terrified passengers in pursuit of her rancid cause. And we did not ban her from coming to this country until 2005. Unbelievable. Anyway, she's now banned, but I say we are now calling for the government. Rishi says he's going to get tough on extremists. Don't allow this speech to happen, even if it's by Zoom.
Right.
How about that?
And
Start
also,
there, Rish.
Why is this organisation, a terrorist organisation across the EU, US, Canada, Japan, and not here? Maybe add it to our list as well.
Yeah.
They might have a point there.
Yeah, ban this speech, Rishi. There you go. That's your challenge for the day.
Thought you loved a bit of freedom of speech normally.
well,
Spending too much time with me, Sonny Jim.
Busted. No, but I do draw the line somewhere. You can't have terrorists making speeches like this. Anyway, talking of hating Britain, Rule Britannia, according to Labour's Shadow Culture Secretary, who goes by the name of Thangham Debonair. It's not her real name. She changed it by default. Her real name's Thangham Singh. For some reason, she changed it to Debonair, which is some sort of relative of hers she borrowed that name from. Anyway, she says that singing Rule Britannia, the song Rule Britannia, is alienating to many.
How dare she? How dare she? How dare she? These people are cultural vandals. We get to have our heritage, we get to have our history, we get to be proud of this country, we get to sing our patriotic songs, we get to be British and we get to enjoy being British, and people like that need to shut up.
Yeah, what she said. I mean, basically, we're going to be coming back to this on Crosstalk at 1 o'clock. We're going to ask why it is that Labour seems to hate British patriotism so much. What is wrong with singing Rule Britannia? And, of course, this comes down to our friend, the young cellist, the brilliant cellist called Sheku Kane Mason, who recently said that he had to walk out of the proms because he couldn't stand Land of Hope and Glory at the end, and he's still droning on about this. He's a 24-year-old British guy, and he says it's alienating, and so does Labour's Culture Secretary. What do you think about that?
It's very clear that if Labour get into power, which seems like they're likely to do, they're going to take the proverbial hammer and sickle to everything that we should be proud of, and that is a dangerous, dangerous direction of travel. Think twice.
Yeah, totally right.